Okay, please start.
So, my name is Peyton Floyd, and for my double mind presentation, I was thinking, and I was thinking, and I was struggling to think, until finally I was like, okay, double mind condition and romance. It's an issue that everyone struggles with, and so I decided that it'd be a good place to talk about. So, first, I'd like to just go over just a brief look at romance. And so, just a few like little waypoints or steps along the path towards romance. These aren't in any particular order. You usually start, though, with meeting this person, and you'll hang out with this person, you'll spend time with this person, you'll realize that you, and hopefully they, that you have like a mutual kind of, hey, I like you, you're cool. And so you might mention at some point this person to your friends, you might mention this person to your family as well. And the end goal here is that you date. Now the double mind condition here in this scenario comes in when you talk about this person with your friends and your family. As you share your own joys, they might have their own opinions. Most people often have too many opinions. And so they could be for you, or they could be against it. Your family could be for it or against it. They can offer wisdom that you think might be good, or you might just think it's not worth it at all. Regardless, with all of these opinions coming in, you start to have this double mind condition of, am I making the right choice? Is this the right person? What should I do? And so, once others are involved, good luck. So, obviously this isn't 5 minutes. And so I was thinking, okay, there's gotta be something. There's gotta be a solution to this. And I was thinking and I was thinking, and then I was like, there is a solution. And so, there it is, which is good. So, I've heard this from a friend, who he's heard from a friend or family. This isn't my own invention, this isn't his invention. But it is something that I've determined is useful for deciding on a romantic partner. And you may have heard this, you may have not heard this, is the attractive crazy matrix, or graph, or whatever you want to call this shape with these numbers. And so here on the x-axis we have our attractiveness, which goes through 1, or 0 to 10. As you all know, when you're rating someone, this, by the way, try this, I forgot. This is for women. This right here is for if you're pursuing a woman. So, oh no, 0 to 10. Oh hey, she's a 10. Oh hey, she's a 7. You know. And then the crazy, notice it starts at 4. I've talked to women before, talked to my mom about this before. So it's not just like a man's perspective. There is no woman that's not at least a 4 crazy. So we start at 4 and work our way up to 10. And so we've got these different zones right here. And so I figured I would just start with the first zone, which is the no-go zone. Here, we have attractiveness 0 to 5. Again, subjective attractiveness. Whatever you find to be attractive, fill it in right here. So 0 to 5, you shouldn't settle for anyone that you don't think is at least a 6 or above in your perspective. Because why should you? This is your opinion, and so it's not necessarily an objective measure of beauty to hold up to. And then, of course, here, way too crazy to be worth it. The next zone we have is the fun zone. This is 5 to 8 on the attractiveness, and a peak of about 9. But you want to, again, you want to stay lower on the crazy. You want to avoid too much crazy, obviously, for your own sake. For your own sake. Personal experience. And so, anywhere here is fun. But you could aim higher. You can always aim higher. But you don't want to go that higher. You don't want to go up there. And this is called the danger zone. Minimum of about 8 crazy. Way too crazy. Way too crazy. Even if they're an 8, and it goes up to about a 9, it's still not worth it. If the crazy exceeds the attractive, not worth it. This is the danger zone, and we want to stay out of here. The next zone is the date zone. Here, 8 to 10 attractiveness. The crazy goes up there. It goes up to a 10. But again, we want to stay below. So as low as you can get is good. But usually, if you're pursuing romance, you don't want to stop at just dating. You would like to take it further, and so here we have the wife zone. This is someone who is still an 8 to 10 in your own opinion, But the craziness doesn't go past a 7, which when you start at 4, that's not too bad. If you start at 4, it's not too bad. So this is the zone where you want to find your romantic partner. But then we have one last zone here, which I've heard called different things. I put unicorn. This is a fictional creature, mythological creature, doesn't exist. However, not to shine any sort of, this can't happen. If you find a woman here, capture, keep, cherish. Do not let this person go. They will disappear, and you will never find one again. And so this is for finding a woman. For finding a man, we have a different matrix, which goes like here we have the rich, attractive matrix. Rich, 0 to 10, attractive, 1 to 10. Okay, 3 zones. Very simple, very simple. The biggest zone, the no-go zone. At this point, they're not attractive, and they're not rich enough to keep. So just don't waste your time. You can always do better. The zone up above is the fun zone. This is the point where they're quite attractive. 7 and up, quite attractive. And it's anywhere on the richness, because this is not someone you marry. This is someone that you just have fun with. You can go on dates with, you can go out and show off to your friends, but it stays there. It doesn't go any further than that. That's someone in this zone. However, the last zone is the husband zone. This is someone whose richness doesn't matter how attractive you are. If you're an 8 to 10, it doesn't matter how much money you have. More money definitely helps, but for the sake of the matrix, it does not matter how attractive you are. And so that's the 2 matrices. Very quick explanation, I hope, and a good one. It's a matrix that I've used in my life and have found decent success with. And so, thank you.
Could you give some conclusion about some connection between the double mind
Yes.
to your calculation?
As I mentioned a little bit early on, talk about the issues with bringing in friends and family, and how these different opinions start to bounce around in your own head and conflict with your own opinions and thoughts. And so it was at this point when I was like, okay, here's the double mind. We've got all of these opinions, so technically it's probably more than a double mind at this point, where you just can't come to a conclusion. And so I've just figured that these matrices, these 2, would help to reach a conclusion, because regardless of all these opinions, this is still your own choice. And so it's just a tool to help kind of clean out this double mind condition.
Yeah, very wise. Okay, go ahead. Any questions, opinions, and disagree further, for example? But the richness, your point is very, very important, I think, about the man. Okay,
Yes.
Where did you find this matrix?
This matrix, so, Jared in our class, he's the one that I heard this from, maybe like a year or 2 ago. And so when I was just working through this, and I was like, okay, I have no idea what to do with my presentation, I was asking him for just, hey, what are some ideas? And he was like, well, if you want to have some fun, you can try to do this matrix. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to get in trouble, but let's try it anyway. And so I just went, there are videos of this on YouTube, online.
Okay.
This isn't like a his thing or a my thing. And so I just referenced the video, made a couple changes on it, and so I actually painstakingly made these with, I don't know how to do any of this, I'm not very good. I just made lines on the Google Slides, and as you can tell, some of them don't connect. It was a little troublesome, but yeah, that's where I got this from.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.